Hey everyone, I want to talk all about social media and OCD, what we're kind of seeing with people who are coming in with coaching, all the kind of myths and lies and over-exaggerations that we see regarding perfectionism, health OCD, nutrition, body dysmorphia, OCD, and other anxiety-based disorders. Before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below, let us know what you think. Always comment, just like I always say, we don't have to agree on everything, but it's good to have that engagement. I know a lot of people have questions and they're afraid to ask them. You can shoot them right in there and we can go back and forth. And also, if you're interested in our coaching and our webinar services, I literally just jumped off a great webinar, lots of good energy about compulsions and venting and avoidance behaviors and everything like that. We had those at 8:30 p.m. UK time every Tuesday, and sometimes we do one or two, more than one a week if we're doing like an ROCD part 1 and 2. But I think the one that we just did, that the compulsions and avoidance, will definitely do a second part of that, maybe even a part 3, because it's obviously something that affects a lot of people. So, social media, is it inherently good or bad? The answer is no. It can be a problem for certain people, more so than others, kind of like alcohol. Yes, you're not ingesting something into your body like that, such as a substance, but there can be a problem for people who have a more difficult of a time of balancing it in the beginning stages of recovery. So it's unique for every single person. What we see is, let's give some examples of what we see. Someone will come in, young kid, 15, 16, parents are on the call, 18, 19, 20 in college, living on their own at uni, college, wherever you live, wherever you call it. Yeah, I scroll 4 or 6 hours a day. I'm in a dimly lit room. I play Call of Duty. I play Fortnite. I don't really work out. I just go to class and come home. I'm on Tinder and Bumble all day. Nightmare. Total shit life structure, total nightmare. Things need to change. Now, on the other side of that, maybe someone's 30, they're married, they have 2 kids, and they're getting all their information from social media. That's how you found us, more than likely. It's the best thing about social media. Helps people connect around the world. You're following 100 different accounts. You're constantly posting in forums. You want somebody who has the exact same experience with you. That's a problem. Now, the biggest problem that I'm seeing currently is too much information, aka information overload, on social media based around perfection. Okay, so where's my sticky notes? I'm going to write some stuff down. That way you could take a picture if you want. I wouldn't recommend it per se if you're someone that takes a lot of pictures, but I've been kind of adding this into my videos because I think it can be good. You know, if the person is trying to go back and remember something, and yes, there's the fear of forgetting things. Yes, you don't have to take pictures. So the first thing that we have is health obsessions. Okay, and I'm going to talk about all of these in detail. So we have health obsessions. That is exercise and fitness. Okay, I'll just put exercise. That's nutrition. And inside the nutrition, there's supplements. So I'll put subs. Okay, there's sleep. Anything to do with sleep. Okay, then there's other tracking stuff or anything based around I'll put this in a separate one, but we'll have like surgeries, plastic surgeries, wanting to change the way you look all the time. So plastic surgeries, and basically all of this leads to one conclusion. If you got all your information from social media, is this: you must live perfectly. Okay? So there is a really big protein bar company. Their commercial says, you can't live forever, but you can try. So that's a terrible way to live your life, in my opinion. And the reason why it's a very bad way to live your life is because you're not really enjoying anything. The things that you think you enjoy, you're actually more than likely trapped in those things because you feel like you have to do them. The sleep routines, exercise programming, counting calories. You don't need any of those things. It's all based off of a couple things. Okay, number one. Okay, the number one for anything with exercise, nutrition, all comes down to the fear of rejection. Okay? So the fear of rejection is a big one. The other one is fear of death. Okay. So you have all these different health obsessions right there, all come down to trying to perfect your life and live forever. And these are the beliefs: the fear of rejection, the fear of death, the fear of illness, the fear of not having an optimal life. So let's go through each one of these because I think this is really important. Okay, health obsessions. Exercise. You don't have to run a workout program. You don't have to track your reps or sets. You can have an idea of that. Sometimes you're a little bit more tired, you do less. Sometimes you're feeling better and you do more. Deloads. Do you need to take deloads, which is like structured time off the gym? Probably not. Not necessary. They didn't take deloads for all the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and 90s, and 2000s. They just worked out and they overtrained, and it's all obsessive perfection. Does that mean that deloads don't have a benefit? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you probably don't need them because it all comes from perfection. Nutrition and supplements. I take vitamin D every day. I take a multivitamin. No, I take a B complex. And I take fish oil. But I just went on vacation for 5 days and didn't bring them and didn't even think about it. So do you need them? No. Is it okay to bring them on vacation? Sure. But you're not going to see any noticeable progress just from taking supplements. Nutrition's the same way. No need to count your calories. No need to track macros, the other fancy way to say it, protein, carbs, and fats. Don't have sugar. Don't have meat. Don't have carbs. Don't have dairy. Don't have gluten. Don't have GMOs. Don't have this. Don't have that. It's becoming really, really, really perfectionistic. It's becoming a really big problem for people. Balance is always the answer. You want to eat those foods? Go ahead. If you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, be balanced about it. Decrease your portion size. It's all you really have to do, and let time take care of the rest. And consistency. Sleep. One of my favorite things, we work with a girl named Beth. Her Instagram account is The Holistic Sleep Coach with periods in between. She has a great post I always talk about that states, the sleep industry has built a multi-billion-dollar industry, convincing you in the detriments of not sleeping. I have no sleep hygiene whatsoever. If I sleep, I like getting 7 hours now because I'm so much more busy during the day and building things with the OCD coaching and then my business and exercise. So I do operate a little bit better, all 7.5. Back for years, I slept like 5.5, 6 a day. I did that for years. When I was in grad school, I slept 6 hours a day or less for 3.5 years. But I have a harder time doing that now, and I usually am a little bit more tired, but that's as far as I take it. I drink caffeine at 6 o'clock at night. Sometimes I just had a coffee at 1:30. Sometimes the other day, I had a coffee, I think at 5:30, a 20-ounce coffee. So is that the healthiest thing for you? Probably not. Is it the end of the world? No. So you can have all those things. A lot of perfection. A lot of IBS, irritable bowel syndromes, and stomach problems primarily are caused by anxiety and psychological problems. There's a lot less structural gluten sensitivity and a lot less structural dairy sensitivity than people think. I never talk about the science, but Renaissance Periodization, one of the killers when it comes to nutrition, RP, their book, Diet Book 2.0, which is a great book, they state almost all IBS symptoms are not structural. They almost all come from psychological awareness of being, oh my God, I'm going to have dairy. And then your body becomes attuned to that. And it's a lot more psychological and fearsome than you think. There's a lot less people that have lactose and dairy problems because of what society has taught them. We're not saying you might not be bloated or a little bit gassy. It's just not as bad for you as you think it is. It's hard to hear because a lot of people are obsessed about this. Tracking anything, tracking compulsions, tracking your avoidance behaviors, tracking recovery, tracking apps for OCD are completely unnecessary, and they usually do much more harm than good because there's so much of OCD that has to be with the uncertainty and just going with the process and doubting this and that. Plastic surgeries, needing to look a certain way, angles, filters, the perfect photo, the perfect quote, having to look a certain way, having to look promiscuous. You're trapped. You're trapped in the conditional self-acceptance. There's nothing wrong with looking good, but if you're not going to look good forever, everyone's going to age. If you don't die young, everyone looks like shit in their 80s. So that's going to happen. These all come down to fear of rejection, mostly. All the health and fitness ones, nutritional ones, fear of rejection, fear of not sounding smart enough, needing other people to be like, oh, they must know I'm smart, and everything like that. The summary of this video is be very, I don't know if the word is very, be careful of the content that you're consuming. If you live the life that all of these perfect morning routines, wake up, take an ice bath, and meditate for 20 minutes, you're losing out on life. Sure, it makes you feel get better. It makes you give that illusion of certainty. None of that is necessary. What's necessary for life usually, okay, in a life, and yes, you could go, what's necessary for life is food and water, but we're saying consistency, persistence, hard work, the basics, over and 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 over again. It's the boring stuff that matters. It's not the new nutrition tip or anything like that. Balance is key. Work out the way you want to work out. Eat the foods you want to eat. If something bothers you a lot, maybe cut it out a little bit with an elimination diet, but OC is going to probably latch onto that regardless. There's no need for sleep tracking 99% of the time. We use it sometimes to show people that they are getting sleep, because you have people that are like, I haven't slept in 9 days. Not true. They forgot their body had found sleep, more than likely. It all comes down to fear of rejection. So thank you so much for watching this. You know, if I lived my life the way that all these big, there's top, like say 5 people, I'm not going to say names, but you can know who I'm talking about. A lot of the neuro guys, a lot of the big guys, millions of followers, have the perfect morning routine. You got to eat like this. You got to exercise like this. Your life's going to go by. You're not going to have any real experiences. Okay? That is really hard to say. That's not living. That's dying. One of the best things about life is spontaneity, spontaneous adventure, eating foods that are good, getting a little bit in trouble when it comes to being a little bit reckless sometimes. You're going out to Vegas with your buddies, not going overly crazy. You're going on vacation with your girlfriends. You're going to Cancun or something and having some fun. Maybe you go a little bit too crazy. That's what life is all about. Life is about those moments. And this is all certainty, perfection traps that make you feel good in the moment, but they're really illusionary once you start to see past it in many ways. This is going to be a very triggering video for certain people. The reason why I'm so adamant and passionate about this topic is because this was me. I didn't want to hear it. I'm like, that's not true. My counting my calories is fine. My tracking my macros is great. But I want to leave you with this. If this created happiness and this created contentment, then why is it that almost everyone that we see in the fitness industry is chasing compulsive behaviors, chasing certainty on the way they look? They're not doing things. I can't go on that vacation because I can't track my macros. I can't do this. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Once you get out the other side, you start to see life a little bit better, and you start to realize you could still have some of these things in balance, but you don't need it. I'll never have a workout program on paper again. I'll never track my calories again. I have an awareness, but it's a healthy awareness. Thank you so much for watching. Again, Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Again, that is Phil at OCDrecovery.com. And we will get back to you in timely fashion and hopefully see you soon. Have a good one, everyone.